welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show on firebroadcasting.com, thediamondkshow.com. So I am pleased to welcome back to the show, friend of the show. Did I say that he is a proud member of the Maryland Republican Party, Mr. Christopher Anderson? Welcome back to the show, sir.
How you doing? Thanks for having me, Diamond K on. Thank you.
All right, absolutely. What does your hat say? Okay, Black Voices for Trump. I thought that's what it said. Okay. All right, that's what's up.
I just got it over the weekend. I went down to DC and they were giving these out.
Yeah, as they should.
I just came from the inaugural.
Yeah, I mean, because they can't sell them, right? Because who's going to buy them, right? But they got to give them away, and I get it. And it's promo, like promo. We used to do promo all the time. We give away flyers.
It was on a lot of them.
It was. Now, I saw something that you posted that said that you were thanking somebody for giving you directions, because it was so crowded. Come on, man! Like at the inauguration hoopla, you trying to say it was crowded in DC last week?
DC was crowded. I don't understand how you don't know. DC was crowded. The streets were full of people. They had things blocked off where people had to walk. You couldn't drive into DC. And DC streets were crowded.
But, they had it blocked off, obviously, for security reasons. But I don't know if it was really crowded like that. If it was crowded,
I wish I could show you the crowd, sir.
I wish you had some pictures.
They were blocks long.
They took things inside because a lot of people weren't coming.
People that was down there, it
was cold. He said it was cold outside, so we can't.
They'll show you some pictures.
Yeah, I would like to see that because
it was cold, but the invited people, the streets were crowded.
Yeah, and
is our connection good?
Yeah. Did you feel a certain kind of way that it went inside instead of being outside? Would you have rather it had been outside?
I would rather it had been outside, but it was extremely cold. The cold was something.
It was cold.
Most of the people that
I know when Obama came in too, but we just bundled up. We didn't go inside. But it's climate change, and so these are the results of climate change. And so, so obviously you voted for.
It was colder for. I don't know if it's climate change. It was colder for Reagan's. It was colder for Reagan when Reagan went in. So I don't know if it's climate change. It wasn't as cold. Reagan was in the one that did.
Well, regardless, it was cold when Obama was here, and it was colder, and it's getting colder. Can we say that? No?
Yes, we can. We can say that. Yes.
All right. So you voted for Trump, and so you've been a day one. Were you a day one supporter, or you came in sometime during the primary process? So
day one, I was on your show the first time.
That's right. No, but I'm trying to remember whether you were there in the beginning, because initially there were like 15 candidates, something crazy like that, and Trump started running.
I was there in the beginning.
Yeah. What was it that you saw?
Kim Klacik came on after I did. Kim Klacik and.
Yeah. I saw you in the picture with her as well. And so I guess you saw her and you felt sorry for her and you took a picture with her, right? Or was that what happened? Because you didn't have to take that picture with. You did her a favor. I mean, she looked nice. She's a nice looking lady. It's just that she's a nice looking lady. I don't think that she's that she's attractive. But she's one like Candace Owens who's better on mute. Right, you just put them on mute, because if you listen to the words that's coming out of their mouth, it sounds crazy. But what is it about Donald Trump that you?
I don't understand. What is it that you don't agree with?
From Candace Owens and Klacik, pretty much everything.
No.
I mean, the
I'm gonna answer your question. You said, what is it about
Trump? What am I missing?
You go ahead.
No, I'm saying, what am I missing about Trump? Because you're
missing the executive. You're missing his policies. You're more concerned with his personality. It's just listening to you. You can tell that you don't like him, but you're not really looking at the policies and how they're helping America and the people that's in America, and including the Black community. You're not paying attention to any of the policies, or you're not dissecting the policies. And I think that as a community is going to be our downfall, because most of us approaching this too emotionally. We looking at it and saying, "Oh, I don't like this guy, so I'm just going to hawk on everything that he does." But some of the stuff that he's doing is actually helping us. I mean, what a lot of people that voted for these things will agree. And it seems like your pushback on it, and most of your audience pushback on it, we can't afford to do that as a people. Take, for instance, the deportations here in Maryland. The mayor said, well, the mayor changed his mind. You notice the mayor changed his mind. The mayor said, no, we're not going to interfere with ICE raids, but we're not going to help. But at first it was like, oh, we're not going to, no, oh, we're not, but you got criminals running around the community. And as you can see, the first thing Donald Trump did was get the criminals out of the community. What's so wrong with that? I mean, I can understand if you don't like them or whatever, but
let's stop right there. Okay. All right. So you said that the first thing that Trump did was get criminals out of the community. Did I hear that right?
You heard that correctly. The deportations, they said that, yes, I did. The deportations are the worst of the criminals first. They caught gang members and rapists and stuff like that. And that's what they're putting on the plane. They showed it on Fox News, putting them on the plane. So you can't say that's not happening. You got to admit that that's happening. They're getting criminals off the street. So I don't see what's not to like.
Okay,
so I mean, I get it. You don't like him.
No, I'm saying on paper, I hear you, right? But he just released 1,600 violent criminals to the street. Like, he just pardoned a whole bunch of violent offenders and put them on the street. He says that they're releasing, other countries, they're releasing their criminals and sending them to our country. He literally just released criminals, literally. But I'm sure we're supposed to ignore that.
But can you agree with the people that he's picking up through the ICE raids? Can you at least agree that they are the worst of the criminals? They're criminals. They got a guy that raped somebody. Well, they got a guy that a gang member. Don't we need them gone?
I've seen some, but it's kind of hard to look at this with a sober mind when the person who's doing this has 30-some felonies, right? Well, so we say criminals. Is he deporting himself back to Germany, where his family's from? No. His wife is not a citizen. 2 of his 3 wives were not even born here.
Criminals.
2 of his 3 wives were not even born here. So his fascination, obsession with immigration is mind-boggling. His grandparents are not from here. And so it's just, it's like this picking and choosing how we look at immigration. Immigration needs to be gotten together, right? The border is not the way it's supposed to be. Yes. I agree with that. The process needs to be fixed, but we have so many politicians in Congress that don't really want to fix the issue. So we got these executive orders, this and that. The next person's going to come in 4 years, 8 years, and if they don't like what Trump has did, then they're going to change it, and they're going to make their own executive orders. And this has been the pattern for years and years. If Congress really wants to change the law, then they can change the law, but they don't want to fix it.
That's true. You're right about
that. They don't want to fix it.
That's why Trump is brave enough to do an executive order to bypass them, because there's people back and forth in Congress slows us up. This man is being the fastest. He's got more done in 4 days than Joe Biden did in 4 years. I mean, he got the military down at the border to stop the people from coming in. You got to admit it. This is what we needed done. It got done in 4 days. It got done in 4 days.
Oh my God.
It's got done in 4 days. 4 days. Yes, closing that border off is a big thing. And then getting
so you're saying that the border's closed off now? So the border's closed off now.
Secure.
The border's secure. Okay. So the border is now secure.
How hard was that?
So you're saying that the border, what are you using as the metric to say that the border is secure?
Well, they got the military. You see, they flew the military down there and they stopped the people from as much as they possibly can from coming in here illegal. Some of the people have turned back because of the military presence down there. Some of the people that's coming in the country illegal turned back and went away. And then on top of that, he's deporting people. So he's actually secured the border a bit, and that's 4 days. He did that in 4 days.
So now so that one's done. He's fixed the border. So border's fixed. Okay. And so what about inflation? Has that been fixed too? Did I miss that?
Go ahead and say. No, that's
because he said he can't do it. He said that inflation's too hard.
They're working on that.
He lied and said he's going to fix inflation.
But how did it get out of control in the first place?
Huh? He didn't say he didn't say he's going to fix it. Do I need to pull up clips when he said he could fix it?
He said he could fix it, but I don't think that's going to take. That's going to take some time.
It's not going to happen. Take some time. He said he's going to fix it. I mean, he told his wives that I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm going to be here, sickness and in health. That was a lie. We know he's going to lie. That's neither here nor there. Has the price of eggs gone down, or is it at a record high?
The price of eggs have not went down. The price of eggs have not went down.
It's going to go. It's gone up.
But on the other hand, he's got the Saudi Arabian government investing $600 million into America. You got the Saudi Arabian government already investing in America. These are the things that these are the kind of programs that we need and we can grow from.
Well, I mean, they've given a lot of money to Jared. You're right, and so they're investing in Trump. This whole thing, I guess, this is the part that I'm trying to. I was hoping you were going to get to, but I know that you're not. Which is this whole thing is a money grab for Trump. Trump is just trying to get money. All right, whether it's from the tech billionaires, whether it is from other governments. He had all these companies and businesses and folks put money into his inauguration fund that he didn't use and doesn't have to give it back. He took things inside. They didn't use none of that money. And you don't have no problem with that. If Joe Biden did that, or Kamala had done that, or Obama had done that, you would be talking about how corrupt they are. And you just skipping over it. We talked about, I mentioned the billions that the Saudis have given Jared. You ain't even bat an eye. You ain't even bat an eye. Oh, I know, but Hunter's laptop, that was the problem.
What about you don't think most of this money is coming also to America? To America, he's getting most of his money, tariffs, and making everybody invest in America. What about
what money's coming?
What about the program, the AI program? You think that they're investing in this money just to give it to Trump? No, that's not corruption. He's getting this money to invest in AI for America to advance us in almost every way. The tariffs alone will bring money into America. The tariffs alone is what got us money from other countries. Instead of people taking money, do you think giving Ukraine billions of dollars, giving away money versus bringing money in is better? No, it's not better. I mean, you can't sit there and say that.
Well, let me say this part about the Ukraine situation. I never was a fan of the arrangement that they have with Ukraine. But what is not often talked about is that America gives money to many countries, like Israel. Well, you can't say Israel can't get money, then all of us, what I mean? It's just we give money to a lot of countries. They just
we shouldn't be.
No, but we do.
Be.
We do.
Yeah, but he's putting a stop to that. He's putting a stop to that.
No, he's not. He's putting
some proof that he's not doing that. That's
Ukraine because they did not they did not blackmail Joe Biden the way he wanted them to. So, and that's what got him impeached the first time. Right. And so we have a tendency, America has a tendency of putting our noses in other people's business when there are natural resources there that we want. That's when we get involved. Your new Secretary of State is going to try to make a case to have American troops back in Afghanistan very soon. He's been already saying stuff, Rubio I'm talking about. He's already been saying little things here and there. And before you know it, they're going to have us back in Afghanistan. in another forever war, and I thought Trump was the person that didn't want any wars.
Well, you're talking about stuff that hasn't happened yet. So
no, they're already setting the
stage.
stage. I mean, they're already setting the stage for it, but if you
it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. But I think that we should pay attention to the signs.
I know he stopped the money from Ukraine. The money from Ukraine did happen. He stopped the money going to Ukraine.
Well, speaking of stopping Ukraine,
and that's taken off.
I thought he said that he was going to stop the Ukraine-Russian war within 24 hours. He said even before he got in office. Did he not say that? Or he said that? He said that. And so it's been plenty of time. So now he's saying it's going to take 100 days.
Yes,
it's going to be 100 months. It's going to be 100 weeks. It's going to be. He ain't going to be able to control it. And I'd have more respect for him if he say, okay, I said this, thought I could do this. You know what? We can't do that. But he ain't going to say that. He's not going to say that. He's going to blame it on. He's going to blame it on Obama. He's going to blame it on Kamala. He's going to blame it to something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Put the blame where the blame goes. The blame really will go to Putin.
I agree.
Putin's not going. As you can see, Putin's just an alpha male too, and Putin's not going to just sit and roll over for Trump as people thought that they were in each other's pockets. So you got to get Putin to agree to things. But on the other hand, he's already secured a ceasefire in Gaza. And he's already got hostages back. So he's working on one war. And now he has another one.
Trump did not get the ceasefire in Gaza to happen. That was something that had been in the works since the spring. You don't get in a negotiation for a ceasefire for a war that's been happening.
Oh, it just all of a sudden happened.
This has been this is something that's been in the works since
so it just all of a sudden happened.
That's what you're saying. You're saying it just all of a sudden happened. War just ended. Trump came in, ended the war. That's what you're saying, or got a ceasefire. Because I guess
you don't think that his inauguration.
They ain't signed no treaty. The war ain't over.
You don't think January the 20th they will. It's not over, but it's a ceasefire going on right now. Why before Trump got in office? What did he say? Trump said if those hostages aren't released by the time I'm inaugurated, it's gonna be some troubles over there. Next thing you know, there's a ceasefire. Hostages getting released.
They released 4.
Not all of them, but they started with none released before.
No, it was. They
didn't release none, but they didn't release.
No, they have released some.
They didn't release any before Trump.
They had, and some folks have, some hostages have been killed, all different kind of stuff, right? But my point is that if anything good is going to happen, you're going to say that Trump did it, even if it happened before, because that happened before he even got in office. But you're going to say that he did it because they were scared of him, right?
No, that didn't happen before he got. Yes, they're scared. Yes, they're scared of him. Yes, they're scared of him. Yes, they're scared of him. Yes, and that's what we need as Americans. Yes, they're scared of him. Yes.
Okay.
So you said it. I'm glad you said it, and I didn't.
I was being brave man. Yes, they're scared. You're being serious, and I'm being sarcastic. Ain't nobody scared of Trump. Here's
what do you call it? What do you call it? They're scared of him. Yes.
Why did Putin? Why was he able to end the war?
Just sent a plane to pick up their illegals because Trump said, "I'm not going."
That's not what happened. That's not how. That's just not how negotiations work. That's not. It doesn't work that way. And then on the other hand, I guess the other thing that we haven't talked about is the influence of Elon Musk and how Elon has just been making Trump look like he is subservient to Elon Musk, like he bought a president. Like that's what it looks like. It looks like he bought a president. I mean, everything's for sale.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, right on your show. Yeah. No, I don't think the country said. I don't think Elon Musk, when he did this salute, everybody's trying to say he didn't make it or didn't. A simple apology would say, "Hey, I shouldn't have made a salute in the air while on the stage." I mean, but I can't. Elon's not the president.
Well,
Elon's not the president.
Some people are calling him the president.
Elon needs to make an account for some of the things that he's a little too excited.
True.
No, he's not. He's not. Donald Trump is the president. And Donald Trump is not going to have that. And they already sat Vivek down. I don't think that they're going to let Elon run range to the country. That might be what Elon's trying to do. We don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that is, but I'm quite sure a stop will be put to it if that's what he's trying to do. And he, believe me, the money he paid is not enough to buy America. I don't think it's enough.
No, I said a president. No,
President Trump rewarded him and gave him a department.
What do you think about what Trump said that Elon fixed the machines in Pennsylvania for him, the vote counting machines? He said it. I'm just telling you what he said.
I don't think that's true. I don't think Elon did.
Trump was lying again.
Elon money went far. Well, I think he probably misspoke. He need fact checkers to analyze that. I know Elon put a lot of money into his campaign, canvassing wise, door knocking wise, and help him get the vote out. I know he did that. But as far as the machines going, Donald Trump might have misspoke, but it hasn't proven. And something that he says, like you said earlier, you was just being sarcastic. If he was being Donald Trump would just say anything right off the cuff. We already know that about him. The man will think he will speak before he think and say something funny, and then everybody takes it seriously. So he might have misspoke on that.
I believe
this is the same man, the same for Donald Trump.
Anything's possible. I'm saying it's 50-50. It's 50% possible that he misspoke, and it's 50% possible that he spoke when he should have been not speaking on something that actually happened. So we're not going to know that. And so, but there are no black people in his cabinet. He is rolling back things that historically have put us in position.
You forgot about Scott Turner? Have you forgot about Scott Turner heading up housing?
Okay, one.
You forgot about Scott Turner?
Okay, so we'll say one. Well, I'll give you one.
Did you forget Scott Turner?
I know what I'm saying. I'll give you one. I'll give you one person. Okay, so there's one black person.
You said no at first. You said
okay. So that's none. Because
you said none.
That's because all of the bootlickers and kissers of him that thought they were going to get something, the Tim Scotts, the Byron Donalds, that thought they was going to get a job, didn't get no job. And I just want to know how this person who has no record of helping black people, no record of having black people really in any significant way be a part of his team.
True.
Why do you think that MAGA is good for a black America?
Well, what you just said, you said there's no record. We got low unemployment the last time he was in office. Permanent funding for HBCUs, and the First Step Act. So you when you say no, nothing that we didn't get nothing. We got those three things. So you might analyze it or say something.
You just spitting out a Republican talking point, and there's a Republican talking point from the 2020 campaign, not even a new one. You spit me out an old one from back in the day, an old school one, right? Which wasn't true either. But let's talk. Here's what I said. He has no record of having black people a part of his operation in any high number, right? So we talk about, I said there's no, you said there's one out of all the people that's been hired, hundreds of people.
You don't
one. You have one. There's no like he doesn't, and if he hires a black person, he puts him in the urban.
Three policies. Three.
Who's the three? Who's the three black people in Trump's campaign?
You said three. Okay, first of all, when you say that Tim Scott and Byron Donalds never asked for a position. He's in the right spot
they
right
was
now
all
in being a congressman.
What you think they was doing?
Tim
that
Scott,
they wanted a position in the campaign.
They wasn't doing it for a job. They was doing it because of the same reason I'm doing it. They think for themselves and they believe that he was the best person for the job for black people. Byron Donalds at least believed that. I've talked to Mr. Donalds personally, Congressman Donalds personally. Congressman Donalds does what he does for his community. He might represent a complete. His demographic is more white than it is black, but Byron Donalds is down for the cause. When he sat there and he came out to the black community and talked to the black community, he didn't do that for no job. He did
in the
that because he
barbershop?
believes in Republican and conservative.
You talking about that
Yes, that
conversation
one.
at the
Yes,
barbershop?
yes,
The one where Trump wouldn't even show up, that
yes.
called on the phone on the speaker? Okay. Now, here's the thing. I don't disagree with that. I think that he may believe that. But I think that it's a misguided thought.
Right. He may believe.
It's a misguided thought. He may believe it, right? But so Byron,
Misguided or not,
who?
misguided or not, he did it. Misguided or not, he did it. That's what he did it for. He did it to help his community, misguided or not. When people say these people are misguided, that's an old talking point. You say mine come from 3 years ago, but 50 years ago when they say black conservatives are boot licking and ass kissing and all this, that's not true. We're the thinkers. We're the ones that think. We're the ones that's trying to bring the progress to the black community. You should be thinking. We're supposed to be thanking God that 30% of black men voted for Trump. We should be thanking God for that. And it's a damn shame that we had to do it undercover. Look, I think we're on the wrong path as a community, not joining with Donald Trump. The number one issue you said help us right now is immigration. Immigration. Where do you think they're going to put all those illegals at? In New York, they're trying to put them in the black community. In Chicago, they're trying to put them in the black community. So many other conservatives and some pro-blacks have said that is dead wrong. Tyrese Nassid has said it's wrong. Dr. Claude Anderson has said it wrong. Dr. Umar Johnson has said it wrong. But since we don't listen to our scholars and we call baby names, oh, they bootlickers and they don't understand stuff, you should be thinking the black community should be thanking black conservatives like Congressman Donalds for sticking their neck on the line just to see a difference in our community. We might have dodged the bullet with the illegals in our communities, and the crime is already high enough in our communities. So you got to agree that illegal immigration was the number one issue that affects us all, especially the black community.
Okay, so you said that immigration is the number one issue. It is absolutely not the number one issue. The number one issue is the money. The economy is the number one issue. Immigration, especially for the black community, immigration is not the number one issue. It shouldn't be. I don't even understand how. That's something that white people in middle America may think, but in the hood, the number one issue is money. And how is Trump helping black Americans with money or make more money or anything like that?
Well, like I said, the last time the low unemployment was at issue, his policy last time, and the permanent funding for HBCUs, which I'm looking forward to him actually doing again. But he already that funding for HBCUs is going to stay there, especially since he's in office. But as far as the money going, when they invested $600 billion from the Saudis, we don't know where that money is going to trickle down to. But it's there to invest in America, and we're Americans, and so that money is going to trickle down to us as well.
Yeah. That does not help the black.
You're shaking your head, but you don't know.
Because that is not how saying that Saudi Arabia is investing some money in, and that's supposed to help black Americans is that's a bit rich. And that's not going to happen. What Trump has done with now every DEI has become a buzzword for a lot of different things. But everything that, and I'm not in full support of every little thing that they've lumped in with DEI. However, like many programs, they get co-opted by white women and they become just affirmative action. They become the sole beneficiaries of a program. And so it is just when they talk about the DEI initiatives or affirmative action initiatives are racist against white people, which is mind-boggling. They were created because this country has a tendency to only think that white men can do all of the important things. And so you had Lyndon Johnson from Pressure and I guess initially from John F. Kennedy, put into effect some things. And these things were put into effect because we had to force and hold the feet to the fire of white men to open up the hiring process in schools, the admission process, all different types of things. And now, 60 some years later, white people are trying to act like, oh, okay, too many black people have gotten in, too many brown people have gotten in. There's something wrong with affirmative action. And I could connect affirmative action and DEI together. I think the DEI is like a descendant of affirmative action.
You shouldn't.
Are you?
You shouldn't. No, it's not.
Of the mindset that this is before we were born, but in the time, I guess our grandparents' time, when our parents probably were kids, when things were segregated, did you think that there was a need for any of these laws that came about to force white men to hire other people? Or you didn't think that they had to hold their feet to the fire for a reason?
Well, first of all, I don't think DEI is not the grand. The DEI should not be what you said earlier. White women have been the recipients of our affirmative action programs. We admit that. We have to fix that. Okay, DEI is not helping that at all. Okay, matter of fact, DEI is not working. By the way, that's all Trump took away was the DEI on the federal level. Look at California. California, they got DEI hires for the mayor, the fire department, and three of the people in the top fire department area are DEI hires, and they're more thinking about transgender rights and representation. And they done burnt the damn whole state down. They done burnt the whole damn state down, and now Trump's got to come in there and clean up after them, because they done burnt the whole damn city down. Maybe they should know about putting out fires more than DEI, than trying to give us some diversity, equity, inclusion, and false representation that don't represent black people at all. And they can't even put a fire out on top of that. That's the bigotry of low expectations. And we as black people can do way better than that.
What? Okay. You said a lot there.
Should have some black people put those fires out.
When a white male is hired, when a white male is hired, that could be a DEI hire. Some of these unqualified appointees like Pete Hegseth, that's a DEI hire. That's we just need a white boy in the seat, so we're just going to hire somebody that's not qualified. Huh?
They're not burning states down. I mean, they're not burning states down, and I'm not for that either. What I'm saying is
Democrat politicians are burning down the state. What are you talking about?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, the wildfires happen every year because of the conditions on the ground.
No water in the water in the fire hydrants. No water in the fire hydrants. No water in the fire hydrants.
In a forest fire. Where are the fire hydrants in the forest? Where are the fire hydrants in the forest? Fire hydrants aren't in the forest. These fires come every year.
Well,
when Ronald Reagan was the governor, they still had forest fires. They still had forest fires when Ronald Reagan was the governor. This is a community. This is a climate thing of the region. Yes, this is a climate thing in the region.
To handle it. The fire department.
Just like floods.
Trump said they could have got the water.
Just like the levees.
Trump said they could have got the water from the
just
dams,
like a tornado.
The smelt fish.
Well, look, if we have a crisis,
are you going to say that to all those people that lost their houses?
Yes, of course, but that's not a Democrat.
He's already went down there.
And he got them their houses back. That's not a Democrat
or Republican thing. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Just like in Texas.
Listen, Karen Bass, and I'm not going to jump on Karen Bass. Karen Bass, I'm not going to jump on her completely. She was on vacation when the fire happened. She came directly back.
Well,
but
come on,
Trump said she got executive orders that she can use.
She has some things to
come
answer
on.
for.
I mean,
no, I mean she has some things to answer for. I'm not going to say
thank
that
you.
she doesn't. But she didn't set the damn fire. She's not the cause of the fire.
No.
So I'm saying there's no politician there is the cause.
No, she's the one that's supposed to put the fire out.
That's like saying
her and the fire department are the ones that's supposed
Eric
to put
Adams'
the
fault that it
out.
snows in New York. It's not Eric Adams' fault that it snows in New York. It's not Eric Adams' fault that there are rats in the subway. Right? He inherited. That's just what comes with the area.
Yeah, listen, we need people that's going to get the job done. And the DEI hire of Karen Bass, I mean, she couldn't even. I mean, she's sitting there at the table telling the people, "Oh, we'll get you up in a week," looking like she's going to hire contractors to come in. And Donald Trump shut her right down and said, "You're going to pass that cost on to the people." No, we can get them back in their houses right now. Forget about the contractors. We can do it in 24 hours. That's the kind of leadership we need when there's a force.
How are you going to get them back in the house in 24 hours?
First, he let them clean out their own lots. They can get it. They can get it. Like if your house is on fire, you clean it out yourself. He let them clean out their own lots where Karen Bass had to get permits, and those permits can take up to a week to 18 months. When Trump said just go in there and clean up your own houses, you know what I mean? And we can start from there, and then we can get federal funding down to try to help build those houses up. I mean, you got to admit he was down there. He had better solutions than Miss Bass did. And then on top of that, her 3 fire chiefs, those 3 fire captains should be fired. They couldn't put the damn fires out in the town. They didn't have no water in the fire, no water in the fire hydrants. I digress. I don't want to get too far into that, but the DEI thing is not helping us. It's not helping us. It's not. It needs to be reformed and it needs to be done the right way. I would rather 3 black men. I would rather 3 black men.
What's not helping is the mayor and the president having a public clash over the wildfire cleanup. That's not helping. That's a conversation that's supposed to happen behind the scenes. And as the president, it's like you stoop to a level that is beneath where you should be. Yeah, he's been a long time.
Diamond, it seemed like you anything that the man do. I mean, you said behind closed doors, they had it in front of the people that their houses burnt down.
Shouldn't have had it.
People need to hear that information in the public, not behind closed doors.
So to the person, if we were residents of California,
it looked unprofessional, but he's down there
in our houses, in our
cities.
Looks
unprofessional is no water in the fire hydrant.
No, I'm saying our city is in ruins, right? And the most powerful people in the state.
What looks unprofessional is no water in the fire hydrant.
Oh my God. No, that it is. Listen, Karen Bass does not. She definitely did some things wrong, but I have a problem with white males.
Yes.
Whether it's Larry Hogan talking about our female mayors in Baltimore, or whether it's Donald Trump talking about female mayors. I have a problem with you siding with white men publicly trying to diminish black women, and then turn around and try to say that those white boys are helping or helpful for Black America.
I don't care what color gets the job done. The fact of the matter is, Karen Bass, a black DEI hire mayor, could not fight a fire. She had 3 firefighters that were DEI hires, worried about diversity, equity, inclusion, and the LBGT stuff in the police department more than they was about putting out fires. So that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah,
I don't think Trump being a white man coming in and chastising her, telling her to do her job. That's his job to tell her to do her job. I'm sorry that you don't like the demographic of the 2. She had her chance. And you yourself admit that she's made several mistakes.
She made mistakes.
Lost their homes.
Let me see how you feel about this one. The Catholic lady gave a very nice sermon. She asked Trump and his minions for them to have some mercy on marginalized people, and this elderly infant thought that was a bad thing. Like she said something. She was nasty. No, she wasn't. She was the most polite. That was the most polite sermon that I've heard. Prayer. That was one of the most polite prayers that I've heard. Those evangelicals, talk all greasy about people, so-called people of God. This lady said, "Can you please be think about and have mercy on people?" That's what Jesus was teaching them, right? But that was an issue. He had an issue with that.
Listen. If you want to go there, what Jesus taught, I don't think she has the authority. I don't think that she has the position, even on that pulpit, to tell the president what to do. The Bible says the female preachers shouldn't be telling the male preachers what to do. Yes, he's the president of the United States.
The Bible doesn't say that. You said the Bible.
Don't tell a man. Don't tell her. So. The Bible says that she is not supposed to be telling a man what to do. She's not supposed to be telling the man what to do. And then she was wrong. How you know he wasn't going to have mercy?
Him nicely.
He never said I was going to go in there and get everybody. He never said that he was going to split. It seemed like she was on some sort of agenda type stuff and mad about the deportation. Let's get real. She's a Democrat. She don't like the deportation. The man got it. She basically telling him don't do his job.
Why is it?
I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. It's a moot issue. She said what she said. I don't think she has authority to say what she says. Not to the president. I don't think she said it in the correct way myself. I don't think she being a preacher. And you mentioned the Bible. The Bible says she's not supposed to do that. The Bible says that. The Bible says she is not supposed to tell the man what to do. The Bible says that. Listen,
he knew that he was going to the Washington National Cathedral. He knew that,
and he's in charge of the country.
Whole family went, and they knew who was there.
The country.
They knew who the bishop was.
She should have had that conversation with him in private.
No, I think
that she should have had that conversation with him in private and not in public.
So for the people watching and listening that don't know what we're talking about,
who's in charge here, him or her? Who's in charge?
Christopher says that
that's a private conversation she should have had with him.
Christopher says she's very mean, and so let me read to y'all what she said. She said in a very soft tone, "I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now." She continued, "There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives." Whoa! I mean, what is wrong with
fear for their lives?
First of all, is that true?
Fear for their lives. Fear for their lives.
Are there gay Republicans? I can name it. Tim Scott.
Fear
Tim
for their
Scott's
lives
a gay Republican, allegedly.
Maybe they're false. I don't know.
She was talking to you, Tim Scott. Tim Scott wasn't dating that woman out on the beach.
Why are they fearful for their lives? And Diamond, why did she bring up gay and lesbian in the LGBT community when the main thing was deporting illegal aliens? Why did she bring the gay community up? I'm tired of our plight being other people jumping in on our plight.
I don't know.
There's nothing for them to be scared of their lives for.
I don't know
why. What are they afraid for their lives for? Afraid for their lives? Afraid for their lives? Afraid. This woman on the pulpit really seriously said that they're afraid for their lives.
Well,
what's happening that they're afraid for their lives? What's happening?
Lindsey Graham won't come out and admit that he's gay. He's afraid to. Tim Scott won't live his truth.
She was fear-mongering up there. She ain't supposed to be doing that from the pulpit.
I'm surprised that she said it, but I don't have a problem. It wasn't like she said something mean to him. Like, yeah, okay, I was surprised she said that. That's every church is not going to say that. But she said it, but she wasn't.
I think she was out of order. She was out of order. She was out of order.
She was out of order. She better not say nothing to the president.
Out of order.
Well, they look
out of order. She's out of order. She's not one of his advisors. She's out of order.
She ain't out of order. She's out of order. You know,
biblically she's out of order.
If he had a problem, then why he ain't get up and
biblically
leave?
She's out of order. Biblically she's out of order.
No, she ain't. They put her there. Like, he knew what it was. Like, she has been. She is a member of the left, and She has been critical of him in the past. She has said things about him in her speeches in the past, sermons in the past. And so that's all. But let's not act like these evangelicals don't give their thoughts on the pulpit. They was talking greasy about Biden, greasy about Obama. She wasn't even talking greasy, and she was super polite. But if one of those 70-year-old white boys does it, you like, cool, good, absolutely. But this lady says it with the most soft spoken. Can you be nice to people? And she's a nasty woman. Unbelievable.
She was out of order. She was out of order.
So as far as the Republican Party in Baltimore, what do you see
but
as
I will give you
the
this
future? Go ahead.
I will give you this. It's not that big of a media issue as it should be. A simple from Trump's team should have said, yes, we're going to be merciful. Yes, we're not going to go drag no one from their home. Yes, we're going to be merciful. I give you that. He should have just responded in that way. But this is Donald Trump.
And it wouldn't even have been an issue. Yeah, he should have said that. But that shows you he's not smart, right? He's just a child. He just has temper tantrums. I want my toy. He's that. He was that kid. He was the kid that had all the toys, and company comes over the house and somebody says, "Oh, what is this?" Mine. He had never played with it even before. Don't even remember that he had it. He's that person, and he's just grown up to be this adult. And you're absolutely right. If he could handle things, and I said this in 2020. If he had been honest with the American people, he would have won that election, and we would have never had Biden at that time. But he mishandles everything, and it's just like you go back to George Bush, because usually when a war happens, some kind of a pandemic, a health emergency, people don't want to shift gears. They want to stay with the same person who's going to guide the ship. And so when you go back to George Bush, when he had, when we had 9/11. Prior to 9/11, he had a low approval rating. That was something that got people behind him. And even though he took us down the wrong path, even George W. Bush was able to see, okay, let's guide this ship. But no, he did, crash us into the rocks, and Obama had to save and bail everybody out. But that's a whole nother thing. So you say that black people should get behind Trump. And this is going, and we should ride the orange Cheeto to the promised land. Oh my God!
Yes. Yes. The last time he was in office, we got benefits from that. The last time he was in office, come on, the HBC. Okay, we listen. The way we're going to be talking in a vacuum soon. 55% white women voted for Trump. 65% white men. 55% of Latinos and their women voted for Trump. Asians voted for Trump, and he got the youth votes, 36%. We are going to be our issues are going to be left behind. They're voting for policies and things that will change their community for the better. We're still on this. Oh, I don't like what you said, and look, are you bothering us because we black and this and that? While they're getting policies and benefits for their vote, and we're going to be left behind if we don't look at this in a different way. At least ride it out for the 4 years and get the benefits out of it. Not just keep saying, oh, we don't like him. We don't like Trump. We don't like Trump. We got something out of his last administration. We can get something out of this administration. And we got a million
people dead from COVID.
And I think we need to acclimate ourselves to that way.
Egg prices hit a record high this week.
That's what the virus does.
Egg prices hit a record high this week. Much of the increase is the result of what they call the bird flu. And how has Trump responded? He's responded by ordering public health agencies to cease communications with the public. That's what he's done. His presidency is a threat not only to Black America, but to all America, and to the health, to our health, and to our wallets. It is just a debacle. It is a debacle. And You know, people have a short memory. They have a
you don't
short
think
memory.
you don't think Joe Biden's Joe Biden's Joe Biden presidency was the biggest threat to America and a threat to black people. Joe Biden didn't do nothing for black people. They didn't even release Marilyn Mosby from. I mean, how much more of a message did the Democrats got to give us so we stop being so much behind them and against Donald Trump? Joe Biden didn't even release Marilyn Mosby. That should have been the first pardon on his list. Marilyn Mosby. He pardoned his son. He pardoned Fauci. He didn't even pardon Marilyn Mosby. He's supposed to be the black top prosecutor in Baltimore City. How can we sit here and say that his presidency is going to be a threat to us when Joe Biden was the biggest threat to not only America but the black community as well? We got nothing for our vote voting for that man. That man didn't do nothing, turned his back on us when he got in office and told us to our faces that we not nothing. And then at the end of his presidency, he didn't even pardon Marilyn Mosby.
Well, sadly, I agree with most of what you said in that. I did not want Joe Biden to be the person. He has a track record that is problematic. He is just like Trump from the good old boy era. You know, that's the era that's older than us, right? And they have a certain mindset. Biden has it. Trump has it. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of others that have it that's in that age group, those white boys, right? That's just what it is. And so I'll be happy when we move to the next generation.
Why are we behind them like
that? I'm saying, listen, I'm not saying that Biden was not my pick, okay, at all. In 2019, Biden wasn't my pick. In 2016, I was hoping that Biden wasn't going to run. Like, I never liked Biden, okay? I didn't like him back in the 90s when I was a kid. I didn't like him then either.
He's a racist.
Right? Yeah, but he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one in Washington. He ain't the only member of Congress, longtime member of Congress that's racist. You know, I don't like Mitch McConnell either. Huh? Yeah, it's a lot of them. It ain't only
Mitch McConnell is famously saying that we shouldn't get. Mitch McConnell family had slaves, so you know I'm not fully under Mitch McConnell, but I'm talking about Trump. Trump family didn't have slaves. Mitch McConnell sit there and lied and say he's not benefiting off of slave money. So he did that to himself. He said that to himself. But Mitch McConnell's not the president. Donald Trump is. Donald Trump, he's trying to help us. He's at least trying to help everybody in America. He might not be focused on black people, but he's at least trying to help everybody that's in America.
I would like it better if you said Trump's trying to help himself, because what are your thoughts on JD Vance? What do you think about JV Vance? I call him JV, the junior varsity. Well, what do you think about JD Vance?
JD Vance was in my pick. I wanted Brian Donalds to be. I think if Brian Donalds had been a vice president pick, Trump won with a landslide anyway. I think it was a gamble for Trump. I mean, he chose JD Vance because he figured he had the election, and that's the boy he wanted in there. Most of us wanted somebody different. I wanted, like you said, Biden wasn't your pick. JD Vance wasn't my pick. Brian Donalds was my pick. But he didn't choose Brian Donalds, and he won by a landslide anyway. So Trump it's Christmas for him. He got everything he wants and all the power and executive orders to do what he wants. And so far, it looks like he's trying to fix America. You know, he's not doing the best of jobs. Like you said, the economy should be number one. But some of the things he's doing is spot on. But JD Vance was not my first pick. Brian Donalds was. Brian Donalds would have been the next black president. Would you have voted for him? Would you have voted for Brian Donalds?
Here's the thing about him. I think he's a smart guy. However, if it was
voted for him, would you have voted for him?
I'm gonna give you a scenario. If it was Cory Booker and Byron Donalds, come on now, that's an obvious vote for Cory Booker. I can't think of any scenario where I would vote for Byron Donalds. I can't think of any scenario where I would. I don't agree with him on anything.
I would vote for Brian. I would vote for Brian Donalds in a split second. I will vote for Brian Donalds in a split second. A split second.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that you would.
And be proud of it. Be proud of it.
Well, I mean, thankfully, we won't have to worry about that happening though, because Trump, JD, Trump Jr. None of them are going to give Byron Donalds anything. So
Yeah.
how'd you feel about
Yeah.
the January 6th
Well, he's
pardon?
he's already a U.S. congressman, so he's
Yeah, yeah, but they didn't give him that. He got that on his own. It was other boots that
I don't
wasn't
have a
there.
problem with the January 6th pardons. I don't have a
You were
problem. Yeah, that's true. That he got that on his own
yeah,
merit. You're right. Got
yeah,
that on his
yeah,
own merit.
yeah.
So Byron Donalds is sitting pretty. As far as January 6th, as far as January 6th, I don't see nothing wrong with those pardons. Some of those people were held in jail with no charges. It was a black man. A lot of people don't remember. It was a black guy that was autistic that got pulled up with all that rape. He disappeared. You know, you heard about other people that was in the system, this and that, the shaman and all that kind of stuff. It was this young black guy that went up there. He disappeared. We never heard nothing from that guy again. And I'm hoping and praying to God that he got pardoned and got out of there. He didn't even look like he was breached the Capitol. He was outside. They arrested a guy, a friend of mine, Brandon Struck. Brandon Struck got arrested and he was outside. He didn't even go in the building. So you just can't arrest people that was outside, that demonstrating, that didn't do nothing. So I say, yeah, I'm okay with those pardons and those people that they let go. You don't know. Not everybody was there.
That violently assaulted police officers. I thought y'all backed the blue. That's why I wore my blue sweatshirt today. I thought y'all backed the blue. But these are people that literally
they were in jail. They served their
time.
Officers. They served their time. They
didn't serve their time. You know what I mean?
They served their time, didn't they?
If I'm representing somebody,
they served their time.
If I'm representing somebody who is accused of assaulting a police officer, I'm going to now say, no, the president pardoned people that assaulted the police. I could point to case law where the president acquitted people and pardoned people rather, and commuted their sentences. So you can't charge my client for
jail for 4 years.
How they going to be in jail for 4 years when it happened in 2021? It just happened in 2021, and the cases, most of these people didn't even do 2 years. They're like they were in jail 18 months, a small amount of time. Compared to what they did. People that got sentenced like 20 years.
You tried doing that.
These are people that got sentenced 20 years and they just got sentenced. They didn't get sentenced in 2021. It took a year before they even started the cases. It was a year before. Merrick Garland, the worst.
Can you tell me which? Okay, can you
Merrick
tell
Garland's the worst.
You heard what I said. What do you think was so wrong about them people being part? Yes, some of them assaulted police officers.
Here's my thing.
But the majority of them they locked up.
This is JD Vance, and Mike Johnson said that, and Pam Bondi said that they were going to look at each case. Now, I agree with that. Maybe there are some people there that shouldn't have been. Trump did a blanket pardon of everybody and commuted the sentence of some maybe like 10 or 15 that were super violent. But my thing is they didn't look at anything. He set a very dangerous precedent that says political violence is okay as long as it's for me. And I think that, and I want you to mark my words, some of this stuff is going to come back to bite Republicans in the butt. Some of the stuff that y'all doing, all this free nilly stuff, the Supreme Court stuff, this taking away the security service protection of people that worked for him, this stuff is going to come back to bite. And I'm going to be right here, just like I'm going to tell Spanish people that voted for Trump when their grandparents get deported and their friends get deported. I'm going to say, I don't want to hear none of y'all blood clot crying. I'm just saying.
That remains more speculation. That's more speculation. That remains to be seen. I'm going to talk to you about one case in particular that me and you probably agree on, and all of Americans agree on, and that's birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship. Donald Trump has wrote a executive order to stop birthright citizenship. That's got to go to the Supreme Court. Okay, so it's going to the right place. It's an executive order right now, an idea that he has. But if it don't pass, it doesn't pass. We let the judges see about that. We're the only country that do birthright citizenship, and most people that are coming over illegally. We're not every nation does birthright citizenship. He's trying to take the motivation of people to come he might be wrong about that. He might be wrong about birthright citizenship, but that's up for the Supreme Court to decide. So I don't think nothing's going to come bite him in the tail. But we'll hear everybody when the Supreme Court say, no, you can't do this. We'll hear everybody say, oh, we got you, and we got you. No, that's what the Supreme Court's supposed to do, and that's what the president's supposed to do. He's supposed to write an order and say, I want this done.
Here's the thing. That specific executive order is unconstitutional. That the issue of birthright citizenship is addressed in the 14th Amendment. It is addressed in the 14th Amendment. The executive order is unconstitutional. And so that's why you have all of these cases, 5 cases immediately, and there are going to be others. It's being upheld now. And it is, I'm surprised that he's challenging birthright citizenship. It's interesting. But he doesn't know the Constitution. He doesn't listen to his attorneys. He just doesn't understand. The historic foundation of that principle in this country reflects an aim to eliminate legal inequalities and promote, here's a word, inclusivity. Y'all hate that word, right? That's the sole purpose. We were in this country, our ancestors were in this country, and that is how we got the birthright citizenship, because initially we weren't citizens, and so this is a foundational piece, or an early piece. It wasn't foundational, so maybe a little while after the foundation of the country. But regardless, it's in the 14th Amendment. It is clear, it is obvious. But Trump has shown his true colors. He's a colonizer. He's a colonizer, and that's what he is to his heart. So that's why. But
no,
yeah, you don't think he's a colonizer?
He's a colonizer of America. He's a colonizer of America. So he's trying to colonize America and make America great again. So
you think that we should just take Greenland? We should just take Greenland. It's ours. We should just take it.
Well, the Gulf of Mexico. He's trying to take
Greenland. We get the Gulf of Mexico in a minute. Greenland. What about
Mexico
Greenland?
And make it into a Gulf of America. Is it for the right reasons? I mean, isn't eminent domain? I mean, eminent. That's what they do with eminent domain. Am I correct? I mean, if you need it for the right reasons,
we have eminent domain over.
If you need it for the right reasons, yeah. You're not taking it to take away. We can't have eminent
domain over Greenland. Like Alaska, we purchased Alaska.
I know.
We purchased Alaska. Louisiana purchase. We purchased that from France. We purchased that. Now, if you talk about taking something from somebody,
think we should.
We don't have no claim on Greenland. We don't have no claim on Greenland.
No, we don't. Some of the things that Donald Trump has proposed doing executive orders, we got to admit some of the things are far-fetched. I mean, the Gulf of Mexico, Greenland's, and then there's which is one you say we're gonna get to in a minute, is something. Oh, the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, he got some big aspirations. I gotta hand it to the man. He's got some big aspirations. Whether they pass or not remains to be seen.
And all of this stuff helps Black people, right? Greenland. Yeah. Greenland. The homies in Park Heights have been talking about Greenland for a while. You're right. No. I'm just saying.
That one. I mean, he's not going to just represent Black. He's representing everybody. But yeah, he hasn't taken the Greenlands yet. He hasn't taken them.
And he's not.
Yeah. What about the Gulf?
Being a 51st state, Canada. It's laughable. It's laughable.
I don't know. Some of the things. It's overly ambitious. It's overly ambitious. But this is Donald Trump.
Ambition is overly ambitious. He's just saying stuff. He's just saying stuff. He's not thinking about it. He just says stuff with no thoughts. But he
might be thinking that they might not can't be done. That doesn't affect us. It might not can't be done. It might not can't be. He might not be able to take the Greenlands. He might not be able to take the Gulf of Mexico. He might not be able to take some of the other things that he's talking about taking. But he can deport people out of the country. We can see that he can do that.
Yeah, he can do that. Hey, why don't y'all just take John Fetterman? Y'all just take John Fetterman. Yeah, y'all can have him. John Fetterman, I don't know what's wrong with him. Well, we do know. I mean, he just like something's not.
He kind of agreeing. He's agreeing with us now. He's agreeing with us now. Common sense. I can't believe it myself. John Fetterman is saying some of the things that makes sense that we're saying. He's saying, "Hey, Donald Trump is right." That's a Democrat on your side saying that. So
yeah, well, he is just like Tulsi.
That's a Democrat on your side saying it. I know the mayor of New York.
He's becoming a Republican. He's becoming a Republican. He is becoming a Republican before our eyes
because he sees the light. Yeah, because he sees the light. And
that's fine. And y'all can have
the guy in New York.
He's kind of slow.
For what? He's becoming
y'all can keep. I said y'all can keep Fetterman. Fetterman's kind of slow, so like take him. You know what I mean?
We'll take him.
Eric Adams, take him. Y'all can have him.
Okay, we'll take him. We'll take him.
Becoming a Republican, take him. He of all the Senate Democrats, Fetterman is the only one to not condemn.
We'll give y'all Vivek, and we'll give y'all Vivek.
Fetterman's the only one that did not condemn the January 6th pardons. He can go. Now here's something that we probably agree on, and that is the transgender women need to be in a male prison, right? These are men who identify as women wanting to be in a women's jail. Absolutely not. They should be in a men's jail. I agree with that. So I don't know if that surprises you or not, but y'all Republicans are obsessed with the bathroom thing. Same thing. I think that, how you were born is the bathroom that you should use, or they have like a unisex bathroom, whatever, like a, whatever. What do they call those bathrooms? I don't know. The one in the middle, the bathroom that's in the middle is, I don't know.
Unisex bathroom. You sound like
unisex, right? All right, that's cool. You know what I mean? But I definitely think that identifying as something or someone other than what you was born should not get you treatment and get you housed where you claim to identify. Definitely. So I think we agree on that, right?
Yeah, so you sound like a Republican. I think
you might as well. No, absolutely not. Like, so, I think that there's some things, like, I don't disagree with everything, that Republican, some things I'm conservative about, some things I'm liberal about, right? And so do you think that transgender folks should not be allowed in the military?
I don't think they should be allowed in the military. No.
Why?
This is what I think
they
about
want to
that.
Fight. Like, what difference does it make if they want to fight?
No, we don't need them to fight. We don't need them to fight. No, we don't need them running when the bombs go off. We don't need them running scared. They're confused. They don't know who they are right now and everything like that. I think that should be evaluated. They might run away. I don't know. I don't know. I've been in the military myself. I don't know if I was fighting with one of them and one of them dropped his gun and yelled, and ran. I mean, I don't know what I would do. You distract me. I need some warriors out there. We need some warriors.
Do you believe that women should not be in combat?
No, I don't. No, believe me. I believe women should be in combat. I believe women.
So what would be the women can serve in a different capacity. A woman would get scared. You don't think a woman can get scared? You don't think straight men get scared? I
think we get scared, but we won't be dropping the weapon and running away. I say dropping the weapon and running away.
Out here who have deserted for whatever reason. They couldn't take the heat. People deserted in basic training. They couldn't take.
Why would you want to promote more? Why would you want to promote more?
I'm talking about straight men. I'm talking about straight men.
Why would you?
No, I'm saying this is not a sexual identity
more of that.
This is the mindset of the individual.
It's a sexual identity thing. It's a sexual. No, it's not. It's a sexual.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Listen, it's a sexual. Listen. Like what you said earlier, they should not be in the. Think about this. This is a whole attack on women. They're in women's sports, choking women out. I seen a guy clothesline a woman and a trans guy. First of all, a trans man. He clotheslined a woman and knocked her down. Damn near knocked her teeth out of her mouth. Okay. And now you want to put them in women's. Think about it. They're always going into women's areas. They're not going to males. Or how come these men? How come you don't see trans women say identify as a man and I want to walk into the male's restroom? You don't see that because their brain thinks right. They'll get raped in they'll get something. They'll get what they're asking for in a male's restroom. You know, damn well they'll get that. So this is an attack on women. And furthermore, I agree with you. I don't think they should be calling themselves trans women. They talk about trans women are women. Trans women are men. That's a trans man. When the movie Transformer, when Bumblebee transforms into a car, that's a trans car. That's a transformer turning into a car. They don't call him a car, they call him a transformer. So if a man is turning into a woman, he's not a woman. That's a trans man. That's a trans man. I think they should label them correctly so we should understand.
They do it the reverse way. So if a woman identifies as a man, then they call that the trans man. And then if the man identifies as a woman, then they call it a trans woman. Like he transitioned to a woman or she transitioned to a man. That's you know, I mean, that's, you know, no. I don't agree with it, but you know,
right.
The wording is always weird. I always thought that the word homophobic,
it don't make sense. That's a trans man. It's always messed up. It's confusing.
Yeah, you say it should be the reverse way, but they saying that I'm
man transforming into a
woman. They trying to say they transitioning to the opposite. So if you say it's a trans man, then they transitioning from a man. It's just the whole conversation is weird. But yeah. So
where's all the trans women? Where's all the trans women that want to be men going into the men's restroom?
They probably do go in there. We don't.
How come there's no trans women wanting to go to men's jails?
They probably, let's talk about the bathroom.
We don't know nothing about
they could be in the bathrooms and we don't know. Maybe they went in the stall and they sat down and we don't know.
They'll F around and find out. That's why.
No, I mean that's what they standing up at the thing.
They'll
but
F around and find out. That's why they don't do that, because they'll F around.
They probably do. They probably do, and we don't know. They probably go in the stall and we don't even know.
Why don't we know?
Because we ain't thinking about it. You know how it is.
Why don't we know? That'll be the first transition. That'll be the first transition.
Straight ahead to the wall. You ain't paying attention to other stuff.
You know, that'll be the first transition we know they got pregnant by going into the male's restroom and messing around with some man's in the mess room. And that'll be the first time we hear about a man getting pregnant, because they know damn well they can't go into areas that men are in.
No, it might be a fight in there. It might be a fight, but it's not, because you thinking everybody in the men's room is men. So if somebody was talking crazy to you, you might punch them in their face. You're not gonna be thinking, let me smash. You thinking there's a man in here. And you know what I mean? So it's just, it wouldn't even be like that. It would be a fight. I think it would be a fight more than anything. Once
a man realized that that's a woman that walked in the men's restroom, a woman, you don't come on, man.
Know, though?
A rape happens so quick.
So rape will be on the rise. Urinal, and they look like butches, so they're not gonna be appealing to us. They're gonna look like they're gonna have a regular haircut like we do. Or a bald head or braids or something, or a do-rag.
A man will know.
A man. Yeah, I mean, that's what we have in conversation.
Especially a jail.
Well, at jail is different.
Right.
You know,
but I agree with you on that.
Now, in jail,
way different.
Yeah,
you mess around, find out real
different. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
So
I'm glad we agree on that. That's two things.
We could definitely agree on, on that. Now we probably not going to agree on these vaccine bills that have been stacking up across the state house because Trump wants to put everything on hold till he gets RFK confirmed. But do you agree with the RFK nomination?
Yes, 100%. I met him. Yes, I met him. The man, listen, the food one, I did not know that Cheetos. I did not know Cheetos. That color on Cheetos is poisoning. I did not know that. Cheetos that you buy in the store. I did not know Cheetos were bad for you. I did not know that. I eat Cheetos.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I didn't know
it's
artificial. The stuff that they spray on. Yeah,
it's not real cheese.
Yes.
That's not real.
So cheese. Let RFK get in there. I did not. I'm eating those things all day long, sir. I'm eating those things all day long, and it's
but there's a lot of bad. There's a lot of bad things. Soda's bad. Liquor's bad. Most of the food that we eat is bad, but they They are tied in with big business. They
Yeah.
pay politicians. They approve things that should not be approved. As Democrat and Republican through
Right.
their lobbyists. That's bigger than the parties. That's why we need to get the money out of politics. Yeah, we need to have money
I
out of
agree.
politics.
And Donald Trump, get RFK. Yes, I agree with RFK. At least jumping on. I did not know. I don't even eat Fritos no more. I try not to. I cut down on all that stuff. That I didn't know that
I
stuff
mean, the
was
red
banned in
dye
other
number
countries.
3,
They
everything
sell the
red.
same thing in other countries. They say, you can't allow this chemical in.
Yeah, but they have other chemicals and they just call it something else.
We feed that stuff to our children. We feed
no, but but I don't want you to act like other countries are better than us in this regard. So they don't use the same one we use. They call it something else, but it does the same thing. And it still has this, the orange still has the same color orange, and the red things, the stuff that's in the candy, that red dye number 3. That's in everything. Fruit punch. That's not really fruit punch. That's red dye number 3. And so I mean it's all over everything. Whether it's number 3 and they mix the dyes together to get the different colors and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you go that deep into it, you won't eat anything. You're already spraying pesticides on our fruit and the vegetables.
Well, give Kennedy.
You ever see some of them chicken wings?
Yeah.
The chicken wing be like this big. You're like, how ain't no chicken wing that big? How did chicken wing get like that? The steroids. I mean,
rat wings. Them rat wings.
Right. Yeah. So,
all right. So let RFK get in there and do whatever he got to do. Let RFK get in there. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be something else. Tulsi. You agree with Tulsi?
You do too.
Not Tulsi.
You will too. You will too. I agree with Tulsi.
I don't agree with Tulsi.
Tulsi should have been the president.
I might have smashed, but I don't want her in a position. Yeah. I smashed Tulsi, but I don't want her working for the damn government. That's for sure.
Why? She's not a DI.
She's not DI. She's compromised.
You'll smash her.
Yeah, definitely. She's compromised.
How? She's not. Hillary Clinton lied on her. Hillary Clinton lied on her and said that she was compromised. She was working with the Russians. Hillary Clinton did that to get her out of the race so Kamala can move forward. We know dang going well Tulsi is highly qualified, highly military veteran, ran as a congresswoman, didn't have no scandals, no problems. That woman is highly educated.
She got a lot of scandals.
If anybody's more qualified for the job of the president, she's fine in that position. She's fine. She's not compromised. That woman is not going to sell America out. No,
but she ain't fine for the position. Right? She ain't fine for the position. All right. She looks good. Right? But
look, leave Wonder Woman. Leave Wonder Woman in there. Leave Wonder Woman in there.
I just put her on.
Leave Wonder Woman in there. Leave Wonder Woman in there.
I wouldn't want her around any national intelligence whatsoever. She is just like
leave
Pam
Wonder
Bondi.
Woman.
She is corrupt.
Leave Wonder
Pam
Woman.
Bondi
Leave Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Pam Bondi is corrupt. Tulsi Gabbard corrupt. Kash Patel.
Tulsi Gabbard is not corrupt.
Tulsi
Gabbard is not corrupt.
Why do you say that? How do you say that?
Tulsi Gabbard is not corrupt. No,
How do you say that?
Wonder Woman is not corrupt. Wonder Woman ain't corrupt.
She ain't Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. That's Wonder Woman. That's she might as well be Captain America.
Yeah. Nah, she might be Captain Russia. She might be Captain Russia. Yeah, so she's very controversial. And I actually think that of all, if they could say one, you can get one out and all the rest go through. I would be struggling to come up with it. It would be between Tulsi and Kash Patel. But if I had to really buckle down, I would say that that Tulsi is the most dangerous of all of the picks.
What?
Yeah.
Tulsi?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Diamond, are you serious?
Then Kash, then RFK. Yes. So she
RFK.
is
RFK.
Yeah.
American
RFK,
icon like RFK.
Okay, RFK. Okay. Do you know why he talks like that? He has abused drugs, his body. He eats raw animals, had some kind of self-described brain worm. Just like that. He's weird. Like he's weird. How can you even listen to a press conference with RFK for more than 5 minutes? He reminds me of Kane.
Right,
You
true.
probably don't watch
Yeah,
wrestling,
I
but
heard he
back in
had
the day,
mental
Kane like, that's RFK. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's
I
crazy.
watch wrestling. I watch wrestling.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
like Kane
But,
when they say Kane can talk.
okay, thank you. I'll give you that.
I didn't know
He's
you watched
only
wrestling.
in charge of food. He's only in charge of food.
Only in charge of
I watch
food.
wrestling. I watch
Food
wrestling.
is
I know
the food
Kane
is the difference between life and death. Food, he's not only in charge of food. He's in charge of
they serving
it. Yeah, I guess. She I don't know.
It's already death. It's already serving up death.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Food is already serving up death. Can it get any worse? He's trying to clean it up. He's trying to clean it up. I didn't even know. I didn't know Fritos. I didn't know that wasn't cheese on them.
It's going to be the CDC. It's going to be about vaccines. It's going to be about medicine. It's going to be about more than just food for RFK. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be like anything. It's going to be good and bad things, right? He's like a broken clock, like anything else. It's going to be sometimes I agree with something, but most of the stuff is going to be a nightmare. And I think RFK is going to probably get through, and that's going to be a nightmare for America and the world.
We'll see.
I just hope Tulsi doesn't make it.
We'll see. But Tulsi, we need Wonder Woman. We need Wonder Woman to stay.
Did you vote for Brandon Scott?
She should. Wonder Woman should make it in there. Wonder Woman should make it.
Would you vote for Brandon Scott?
No, I did not. I voted for Sheila Dixon.
Okay. All right. And
I
then
voted
what about
Sheila Dixon?
That's in the primaries. What about in the general election?
I voted for Sheila Dixon.
Okay.
What about the general election? What do you mean?
Did you vote for?
What do you mean?
Did you vote for Brandon Scott in the general election?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
No. What kind of job do you think that Brandon Scott's doing in Baltimore?
I think he's doing a mediocre. I think he's doing the best he can from his generation. We wanted the young mayor. We think it's cool. Okay, but we dealing with some really serious issues in Baltimore City that takes a grown man. I mean, look at Ivan Bates. Ivan Bates came in there. It wasn't popular. Ivan Bates came in there. He disagreed with the mayor on some things about his crime plan. When Ivan Bates wasn't in there and Sheila Dixon was in there, crime was going through the roof. And it seems like Brandon Scott identifies with it. I mean, of course, he's young and he's been in the streets, Park Heights. So he's kind of feeling for the community in a certain kind of way. But you cannot let crime run rapid. I mean, look at Farrell's Point. Farrell's Point, damn near begging. They shutting down shops in Farrell's Point. He's just not tough. To me, he's not tough in that area because he sympathized with the young youth. And you got to represent all of Baltimore, not just a segment of it. You know, and I realize that's the kind of mayor he is. I don't got nothing against him personally, but I wanted Sheila Dixon. I wanted a grown woman like Sheila Dixon up in there to do the job that she did.
She couldn't even keep her house together. She had the guy that she dating throwing bras at her, cussing her out while she was on TV. Like, if she can't keep her house together, how is she gonna be able to manage the city?
She did once before. She managed just fine.
Unless somebody come with some gift cards that she ain't gonna know what to do with them.
That was a setup. That was a setup.
It was. It was.
That was a setup. $300 gift cards. I don't think Sheila even need $300 gift cards.
No, it was something that was laying around the office and somebody used it, whatever. You know what I mean? She caught the blame for that. Yeah. So what'd you think about Martin O'Malley for the DNC? He wants to be the head.
I think we need fresh. Yeah, I don't see no problem with that. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I don't see no problem with Martin O'Malley being there. He was somewhat of a good mayor, but he wasn't the best his damn self. You know, some of the things he did, like locking so many people up. He locked so many of us up when he was mayor. You know, he just locked us up. I mean, it fits the DNC. I don't have no remorse, no nothing for leaving the DNC. The DNC is a mess, and Martin O'Malley ain't gonna be no better. He ain't gonna fix it. They locked up. That's all they do is lock up black people. That's all they do is lock up black people.
Well, look, he
yes, it is, but we're trying to fix it. Yes, it is.
At that point in time, that's what they were doing. They were doing that in New York. Giuliani was doing it. They were doing that in other places. That's what they thought was the thing to attack crime, and Democrats and Republicans at that time were trying to attack
Lock up
crime,
black people.
and that's what they was doing. Yes,
No,
Democrats
no
and Republicans.
No
Yeah,
Republicans.
it was bad.
No, not Republicans.
Rudy
Not
Giuliani
Republicans.
did. Oh my
Not
God, what are you talking
Not
about?
Republicans.
Rudy Giuliani, have you heard of him?
Well, what was he?
In New York.
Yes, I heard
Same
Rudy
job.
Giuliani.
Yes, he was doing it.
Yeah.
You know, Martin O'Malley did not invent.
Oh yeah,
you invent that. But I'm glad that we're past
Rudy
that
Giuliani
stage.
did. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I'm glad we're past that stage. That was
Yes,
a disaster.
Right. That's what I don't know about bringing Martin O'Malley back, bringing him back to do it all over again.
You go back to the DNC.
No. But hey, if that's what
I saw Martin O'Malley the other day.
We need some fresh ideas. You should run. Maybe you should.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll consult.
Has he changed?
For someone. I'll do communications for someone, but you know me. No, yeah, I mean, I saw him, and you know, I mean, he looks the same. It just, you know what I mean. It was just regular.
Has his ideas changed?
What you know,
ideas changed?
As far as
he still want to lock black people up, don't he?
I would like to talk to him. We did not get a chance to talk. It was just kind of like a head nod kind of thing. It was a quick, you know, passing down on what was that, Fayette. We were passing the Fayette near the post office right at the courthouse. And you know, so I would have to talk to him and see. He definitely did some things that I have questions about. When he was running for president, I had questions about some things, and I thought it was interesting that he could not even. I don't even think he could bring bring Maryland in. You know, I mean, he couldn't bring Maryland with the vote. I don't think they were supporting him as a presidential candidate when he was running. So, but you know, DNC is something different. He could definitely do the job. Because DNC is basically a fundraiser.
Yeah, well,
you're a fundraiser. He got connections.
That's why I'm glad I'm not with the DNC. That's why I'm glad I ain't gotta make these decisions with the DNC no more. The DNC is bad for black people. I'm gonna say it right on your show, right. You can say what you want to say. I can say what I want to say. You said we were book pickers. The DNC is bad for black folks. Bad, and we should have a history. We got a long record of history with them to know that. They crushed it. They crushed the reparations bill. They crushed the reparations bill right in front of our faces. They were lying to us the whole time. And the reparations bill came up in the Democratic Party.
The majority of Congress folks do not want any reparations bill. That's Democrat or Republican. The majority don't. There's some that do, but most don't. And you know what? I mean, that's going to be what it is.
Anybody, it's dealing with money. If anybody can do it, if anybody can do it correctly, it would be the Republican Party. If anybody is dealing with money, if anybody could ever do it, if a reparations going to come out on the Republican side.
No.
If a reparations bill ever come out, it's going to come out on the Republican side. I'll say it again. If a reparations bill ever come out, it's going to come out on the Republican side.
Yeah, so it's going to never come out because that ain't going to happen.
I mean, look at Diamond. Look at Tim Scott. Tim Scott proposed a Republican proposed a police reform bill. A police reform bill coming from a Republican, Tim Scott. So, I mean, if we had the right people doing it, but all I know for a fact, it was laughable.
Yes, laughable.
It was laughable.
Tim Scott is a joke.
Really?
Yeah, Tim Scott is a joke. Before we go, and I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I'm looking forward to you coming back. Let's talk a little bit about Baltimore's GOP a central committee. What kind of work is the central committee doing?
Same thing, fundraising and trying our best to wave awareness that the Republican Party is in Baltimore City. And a lot of people just did not know that. That's how I found them. We needed an alternative. We don't need one party rule is hurting us. One party rule is hurting us. So the Central Committee is trying to raise awareness that we're here, that we want to help the community. We do a lot of fundraising. We do a lot of press conference. We let people know that, hey, listen, if you say you want to change, we're change. You have an alternative. You have an alternative to look to. We might not have it all together as far as policy wise for the black community, but the Democrats damn sure don't got them together. They've had what 50 years to get it together, and they not doing you any good. It's time to look at something new. And so us at the Central Committee, we at least want to provide an alternative or something new for the community to look at. You might not like us. You might think we're misguided or out of date. But looking at the same people over and over again and them giving you nothing for your vote and then smashing your reparation bills and lying to you and putting people up that's not in your favor and not doing the right things for your community, you need to start looking for an alternative and something different. It's slow. People not getting it. But, hey, I'd rather be on this side than that side any day.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So how much does the Maryland Republicans differ from the national agenda, or are y'all lock in step with the national Republicans?
They're not lock in step completely, but the Maryland Republican Party is trying their best to reinvent themselves. I talked to the chairman of the Maryland Republican Party, and she said we need to start going into communities more. She said we need to start looking at what the community needs are as Republicans. We need to start having a voice in the Republican Party. It's no longer about just getting votes because they're not winning. Let's face it, they're not winning in that area anyway. So they have to be more relatable to the community. And it takes a level of boldness to say, as a Republican, I want to go into the black community. I want to go to the Latino community and see their needs. So that's what I see is happening from the Maryland level. And by the way, I think they're getting most of these new ideas from new Republicans such as myself, because they've seen this culture war and they say, well, you know what, we need to lend them a helping hand. So I'm at least with them on that. As far as getting, we don't need business as usual, getting people elected. Like you said, certain people keep getting the same jobs and they're not doing us no good either. So we need a reformed Republican Party, and I'm a part of that. Most of the people that's in there are trying to, even some of the lock and step Republicans that's been in there before. They saying, I talked to what's his name, Bob Ehrlich, and Bob Ehrlich himself wants to make a change in Baltimore. Baltimore, Maryland. So when you got people like that that's trying to change and get with the program, I think we should get behind them and get with the program too. That's all I'm saying. We need an alternative. The alternative has arrived. It's a Republican Party in Baltimore City and Maryland.
Well, I mean, I understand that, and I'm trying to light a fire under the Democrats. We need
Give us a shot.
We need a new Democratic party, and so we definitely need some changes. Like you said, business as usual, I do agree, is not working. And whether it is black conservative or black liberals, I think that there's a place for both. And I think that we need new ideas, we need fresh ideas, we need different faces. It's time for another generation to pick up the mantle. But the older generation, the baby boomers, are not giving up the mantle. We have to take it. And so the Democrats, and what you said, I understand, and I respect that. Democrats are weak, and they're scared, and they're reactionary, and they're not aggressive enough. And so I am trying to bring that kind of energy into the new wave of Democrats. And so, so we're going to have a lot to talk about over this next term.
You should. We'll have a lot to talk about in the future. Yeah, I think you should. Maybe you'll change into a Republican sooner or later. Maybe you'll change into a Republican because you sound like you got some good ideas, some common sense ideas. Maybe you'll come over to our side.
Well, here's the thing. Democrats and Republicans have switched sides over the years. If you go back, and so when y'all talk about all the bad things that Democrats did, those are actually the Republicans now. There was a change in sides. The Southern Democrats became the Republicans. We became members of the Republican Party, rather. And so that would be interesting. But I think that you need to be worried about.
Well, it needs to switch back now.
You need to be worried about the implosion of the Republican Party, because you got the tech bros and then the other wave of the other side of the MAGA party, confusion and fighting Steve Bannon, Elon Musk. That's there's some friction there, and I'm here for it with popcorn to watch it happen.
No, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I was with you last time I talked to you. I was with the Democratic Party. I voted for Obama. Man, what we've seen from the Democratic Party, what they've done to Black folks in specifically, especially crushing that reparations bill right in front of our faces. That gave us a direct message. We don't care about what y'all think no more. We're not caring about your plight no more. And if we continue to keep fighting for them when they're not fighting for us, that don't make no sense, sir.
Well,
I'm okay with being over here
fighting.
on the Republican side.
I think the biggest problem is just that Democrats have not, and Black people, we have not held Republicans and Democrats. We've not held our politicians accountable. People vote. They come to the church when the elections come in. They vote, and then we don't think about them no more. And we don't hold them accountable. We just say, whatever, and we kind of throw our hands up. And as a people, we need to get more involved. And so whether it's on the conservative side or whether it's on the liberal side, I want people to get involved. I'm not going to tell people how to vote. I'm going to tell you how I vote and what I think, but I just want people to get involved. There's too many people that just don't think that their vote matters, and their vote matters. Their vote matters. Elections have consequences. And so I tell people all the time, I don't care who you vote for. I don't care if you're a Black conservative, and I talk about conservatives, definitely. But I don't think conservatives are my enemy. We just have a difference of opinion. And I think that we all want the solution.
Yeah.
It's just that we differ on how to get there. And so I don't view anybody that's politically to my right as an enemy at all. And so I want that part eliminated. Like ain't no beef. It's just, the right has their idea, the left has their idea, and we just trying to figure out what's the best idea and how we can get where we try and go.
I just happen to think our ideas are better.
Right. What are you supposed to?
I just happen to think the Republican ideas are a lot better. And by the way, if anybody want to know more about the Republican Party in Baltimore City, just Google us. Just Google Baltimore City Republican Party, and you'll get every links and contacts to us.
So they can Google that Baltimore City Republican Party, and they can get
that Baltimore City.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Yes, I appreciate you stopping through, and we definitely gonna have a lot to talk about over this next term, and the midterms gonna come, and the midterms gonna come. That's all I'm saying. The midterms is coming. It's coming like the White Walkers on Game of Thrones. I'm telling you, it's coming. I hope you're ready.
I know midterms. Y'all gonna take it all back in the midterms. I know.
Yeah, it's usually how it goes.
I know.
It happens. It's happened.
It's usually how it goes. We take everything back.
All right.
We're gonna get as much done as we possibly can right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Baltimore GOP Central Committee member Christopher Anderson, thank you, sir, and looking forward to talk to you soon, real soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy. All right. So that was a great conversation. I enjoyed that, and like I said, it doesn't matter who you vote for. I don't care what side of the political map you're on. I want the best for people, of course, Black people, Spanish people, everybody, everybody. I want the best for them. And so it's about figuring out what political party is in your favor. Nobody's doing exactly what you want, but you also got to hold these politicians accountable. After the election is over, you still got to be checking and putting pressure on them. Otherwise, they're going to do whatever. They're going to be accountable to their donors. They're going to do the things that are on their agenda. And sometimes that may not coincide with what you want as a voter. So